I'm with Catherine Tabone, Valetta 2018 European Capital of Culture. What's coming up, Catherine?
We have a year full and packed of activities. We have around 400 cultural events throughout the year, and that's more events than there are days per year. And we have involved around 1,000 artists and creative practitioners for these events. I won't go through all the program because it's available online and anyone who wants to have a look at it can, but I'll just go through the four main events. So we have our opening on the 20th of January, and we'll have different openings in the 4 different squares of Valetta. They will be on rotation, so if somebody misses one opening, he can go to it at another time. Then we are also shooting a movie which we hope to present in international film festivals all over Europe and even beyond. Then we have the Pageant of the Seas, which is like a homage that Malta gives to the sea that surrounds it, and that has built it and shaped it as a society. And then we also have an opera, a contemporary opera written by a Maltese composer, and the libretto is based on the theme of displaced people. It's a topic which is very salient at the moment in Malta and all over the Mediterranean and Europe, and we thought it would be important for us to underline it and include it in a cultural event. And we hope to be able to make a discussion out of it that ensures that these people feel that there is hope for them in Europe, hope for them in the Mediterranean.
Culture and Valetta, they belong together. You've 2,500 or more years of built architecture. Are you planning to use those historic buildings for events?
Oh yes, of course. That's a very interesting question. We have a lot of our events planned in these historic buildings, but not just events. We are making sure that some of the buildings that were dilapidated or were used as offices are given back to culture. I'll just mention a couple of them. So we have the new Museum of Fine Arts, which will be at the Auberge d'Italie, which was previously used as a ministry. So we are taking back the cultural aspect and giving it back to arts instead of offices. And then we also have the Valetta Design Cluster, which will be situated in the old abattoir of the Knights of St. John. The building was dilapidated, it was derelict for many years, it was inhabited by squatters and the surrounding area was not the best. And now we're giving the whole area a revamp. We're restoring not just the building, but we're restoring also the facades of the houses that are next to the building and making sure that that both visitors and inhabitants feel that they belong to the place. And that is livable for them in the right conditions. And the Valetta Design Cluster will provide space for design startups to commence their work from until they can spread out their wings and fly.
What is the most unusual of the 400 events that visitors would encounter?
Okay, so we have many different events that are out of the box, so to speak. But perhaps the most unusual one would be an exhibition of visual arts, of contemporary visual arts, that is entitled "The Island is What the Sea Surrounds." So once again, there's this connection with the sea. And why is it unusual? First of all, we have various contemporary art installations accessible to the public in the street and in various venues that are not usually open. So for example, underneath Valetta there is a whole maze of tunnels which is never open to the public. And one of our installations, a sound and visual installation, will be located in this area, and it will be made accessible to the public as well. So that is something very unusual. So I hope you all come to Valetta next year. We'll be waiting for you. We have sun, sea, and culture.